Alhamdulillah, we have so much Allah's gift in our life, favors of Allah in our life. We enjoy many gifts of Allah, many ni'mah of Allah, many favor of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. One of the important ni'mah for us from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is our children. Those people who are deprived from children, ask them, even though they are millionaire, they will be seeing somebody, poor guy, walking with 4 or 5 kids with him, children. And this millionaire has no children. He will consider his million and billion is nothing compared to getting some children, ni'mah of Allah. We get it for granted and we don't appreciate Allah's ni'mah. But this ni'mah, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, that Allah has made for you from yourselves mates, and has made for you from your mates children and grandchildren even, and has provided for you from the good things. But this favor of Allah brings so much responsibility to us. This ni'mah has so much responsibility to look after them, to take care of them, to bring them up the way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted from us. This is His amana, His trust upon us. We are trustees to preserve this amana. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, qu anfusakum wa ahlikum nara. All those who believe, protect yourselves and your families from a fire. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Kullukum ra'in wa kullukum mas'ulun an ra'iyatihi. Wa rajul ra'in fi ahlihi wa mas'ulun an ra'iyatihi. Wal mar'atu ra'iyatun fi bayti zawjiha mas'ulatun an ra'iyatiha. Hadith of Bukhari. That every one of you is shepherd. Every one of you is responsible and will be asked about your flocks. The children, the family members you have given to look after. The husband, the wife, both of them will be responsible. Mother and father need to answer how much they have done their best to make their children a good human being, a good servant of Allah, a good Muslim. And this amana, responsibility, and the challenge to make it a good amana, good responsibility, a challenge is bigger in this time and age. This day and age it's more difficult becoming because of the many progress in terms of technology, in terms of internet age, so much increasing our challenge. Even many of us used to live in Muslim countries. We are here now. The challenges here is more because it is an Islamic environment. Whole society has a free culture. There is very less kind of restriction of anything. Immorality is spread so much. And the internet, mobile phone, social media, all this making challenges are bigger and bigger and bigger. You have heard from the khutbah from this pulpit some times ago that the parent generation who are first generation in this country, you came first. You may lose your country's own culture. Losing your culture is not a big problem. However, you still keep your language. But second generation, your children probably missing the language of you. You try to teach them, but they are forgetting. So nowadays, we try, but our children are not communicating within them, except in the English. But they forgot our language. Okay, forgetting language is not a big loss. But the third generation will have the biggest loss. They will be losing the deen, the religion. According to the social science research, this is the finding of the research. The third generation, even not only losing the culture and language, they lose also the religion, the deen itself. If they lose the deen, what will happen? If they lose the deen, who will be keeping the deen of the next generation? Whole, generation is lost. If you today look after your child, your son, your daughter, to make them good human being, to make them good citizen, to make them good Muslim, to make them good servant of Allah, they will try their best for their children. So your grandchildren will be good as well. But if you lose your children's generation, you cannot have the next generation's hope anything. So we live, now coming to our education's excellence, our education's progress of our children, we give them to the school. Alhamdulillah, this is very good. education system is very easy and providing a lot of support to our children. And mashallah, even it is free of cost, alhamdulillah. But it is not only these academic lessons they need. They need to go up with the right kind of mentality as a good human being. They need more than just academic lessons and books to read. Some of us will be very happy. The 3 subjects they are doing very good. Math, science, and English. All A stars. MashaAllah, we are very happy. A level, O level, A level, going to the excellent university. Alhamdulillah, this is ni'mah. We should do this. But if it is what is about their moral education, what is about their upbringing and in Islamic way of life, the challenges in the school coming from another subject, through science sometimes, through religious studies, through kind of relationship and sex education. So we need to take care of our children when they go to school, college, and university. Even in the university level, we need to have some responsibility as well. Our responsibility is not finished yet. So we need to take a keen interest in the education of our children, receive at school, and help and support the children, and keep a good relationship with them and with the teachers as well. Make sure that your child is coming home, doing homework, and focusing in his study. Make sure your child is not victim of bullying in school. Neither he is he is bullying others. These are the responsibility of us. We need to take care of this as well. Look also, see what book they have, they study, especially for subjects like religious education, biology and science. Most schools have collective worship. Muslims are not allowed to perform worship of other religions. So parents can inform schools that they only want their children to take part in Muslim worship only. This is the right all parents have according to the law. Sometimes you may don't know, your children don't know, and they're attending this kind of religious worship, which is contradiction to Islamic belief and faith. What are our children learning in religious education? We need to know. If they are taught about Islam, then check. Is the information correct about Islam? If not, you can help the school by telling them what is wrong in this Islamic teaching. We need to be aware of everything. Have you checked to see what is being taught in RSE, relationship and sex education? This is a compulsory subject becoming. What do they teach at different ages? And what resources such as books and video do they use to teach them this subject to the children? If you think the way they teach sex education is not appropriate, you can ask them to take account of your concerns. It is still not suitable. If it is still not suitable, you have the right to tell the school they must withdraw your child from sex education lessons. Although this right is on threat, in the future. So parents can come together, then work with schools to make sure they understand their concerns and are sensitive to their religious values and cultural values. You should also take an interest in what after-school activities there may be, or arrangement for school trips, especially residentials. You need to know what is the program over there. Everything you need to be aware of. So this pressure is coming nowadays they need to attain from the primary age, which is not age appropriate. So how we deal with this? So we need to engage with the schools. Engaging with the schools to ensure that it is taught, what is taught in this subject is age appropriate. Age appropriate is very important and takes into the account the religious and cultural background of our children. This is also right as a citizen. Both of which are clearly set out in the religious education and RSE guidance. It's mentioned categorically that they need to look into the two things. One is the age level of them, is it age appropriate, and also the cultural and religious background of the children. So we need to approach the schools in a positive and a constructive way to determine when and how parents will be consulted and how you can feed into this process. What is your contribution, how you can contribute. That is still a right is being exercised. We don't know many of us. There are many seminar meetings are organized. Please try to be aware and to attend. If we remain heedless, there will be big loss of our next generation. And we'll be regretting one day. This is a big task. Just giving to the school is not finishing our duty. Educating children through some academic kind of process is done through school and college, but to bring them up as a good human being, as a good citizen of the country, as a good person, as a good family member. In future, he'll be a good husband, he'll be a good father, good mother, good wife. We need to make sure this is on us. The moral education, the religious education is our duty, our responsibility. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, "Qu anfusakum wa ahlikum nara." I would like to add, this awareness is not enough. We need to be proactive, and we need to be ourselves, parents, as a role model. And asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tawfiq. That, oh Allah, help us by protecting our children, making them good servant of you. So the dua we know, Rabbana hab lana min azwajina wa dhurriyyatina qurrata a'yun waj'alna lil muttaqina imama. Beautiful dua. All of us need to know. I know many of you know, but some of us probably didn't know yet. A one-line dua will take how many days for you to memorize? And we also practice deen in our life. Through that we make dua, our dua will be more accepted. Sahabi Abdul ibn Mas'ud radiallahu anhu was one day, he was doing his Qayum tahajjud salah. And he can look at his baby boy is sleeping. You know how baby is attracted to the parents. You feel the lovely face, you feel attracted. He looked at the baby's face. And this worry came to him, is my baby is going to go to Jannah? Or he'll be losing the path of Jannah? He needed Allah's help. He needed Allah's help to protect this baby. So then he was telling to the baby, لَأَجْلِكَ يَا بُنَيْ سَأَزِيدُ صَلَاةً. I will increase more salah to Allah, to make dua, to protect you, my son. So this proactiveness, this realization of this big responsibility, realizing this, is very important. And as you know, the parents' dua, there is no barrier between dua of the parents and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Straight it goes to Allah. If you are doing dua, it will be accepted by Allah. If you do dua against them, that will be disaster for them as well. That's why we continue with the positive dua, but never, even though we find something wrong, don't do dua against them, don't curse them. Never ever. In hadith, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, لا تدعوا على أنفسكم ولا تدعوا على أولادكم ولا تدعوا على أموالكم. Never ever you do dua against yourself, neither against your own wealth, neither against your children. Always be positive, even though they are a bit naughty, they are a bit disobedient. But you come to Allah, oh Allah, because of my sin, don't make my children are losing the path of deen. Ya Allah, help me, guide me. I do tawbah to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I become more close to Allah and continue in my dua to Allah for my children. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide them. ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين وجعلنا للمتقين إماما. اللهم أكثر أموالنا وأولادنا وبارك لنا فيما أعطيتنا وآثر حياتنا على طاعتك وأحسن أعمالنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا يا أرحم الراحمين. ربنا اغفر لنا ولوالدينا رب ارحمهم كما ربونا صغارا. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين من كل ذنب فاستغفروا وأتوبوا إليه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم.